Hello everybody and welcome back to Cornbelt. We have had ourselves a long day of planting, and I made an episode earlier today, actually a couple of them, and I've just kept the computer running, the game running in the background, and as you can see, the time is now getting to middle to later afternoon, 3:42 in the afternoon. And we are still in field number 18. And this planter has been going steady. We started the day with a full tank of fuel. It's now getting into the red zone, planting wheat. And it's simply a large field, and it's just taking time to make progress. We can look here at the map and see kind of where it is. This is field number 18. We have made progress. I don't know, what does that look like? Maybe close to a third done. And we're still on the same day, so I anticipate really to keep this going as I do it. I probably would just plant all night long. Not sure that's what they would do in real life, but we only have a few days left in the season. We have 12-day seasons and we're already on day 10. So 10, 11, 12. I'm confident we'll get this planted. We have a couple nice dry days here to do it, and we're just trying to get it in here in the spring. But this is some of the nature of playing on a 16x map. And to give some idea of what it's taken to get to this point and just how long this has been on. And I've just let it go kind of in the background, but we'll see here kind of the time, just so you can see this particular session. Time played, we are knocking on the door of 10 hours. Now I know that sounds like a terrible amount of time. And I'll repeat again something I've said, a number of times, that this is the greatest screensaver that the world's ever known. And it's maps like these that provide, kind of for that opportunity. Really the only thing I've had to do is periodically refill this with seed and fertilizer. It takes the fertilizer apparently, in order to be on higher mode. I think if I had it on course play, I could turn the fertilizer part of it off so it wouldn't expect it. But, really, if you wanted to make it even more trouble-free, so you didn't have to do anything, there are settings. I think we're all aware of them in here. You can refill the fuel, the seed, the fertilizer, everything in there you can refill. I've just chosen to stay a little bit involved. I do have 2 trucks in the field. They're kind of down here. It all depends on where it pauses for getting refilled. Much more seed is used than fertilizer. Although they both seem to be coming down kind of nicely to where they'll need to be refilled here at some point. So it's just working away, and like I say, it's pretty low maintenance. I just have it playing in the background, and this may not be someone else's cup of tea, but I spend a lot of time at my desk, working and doing other things, at the desk, and I just enjoy it. It's just kind of the style that I have, having this going in the background, and I don't have to do much, like I said, and it's pretty low maintenance, especially when you're on a big field, and I just like it for the ambiance. If I want something low key to kind of be in the background that is farming related, well, this is it. And it'll just go and go, and I get the high of seeing a tractor and periodically get to interact with it. And so that's just kind of what I do. But it may not be your cup of tea. And there are a few other things going on in this app. I know I've showed the oil wells, and let me look here. We've got 38. I don't know if I should. Let me go check my animals out real quick. Yeah, I periodically will come through here to clean up the mess and clean up a few things with the animals. Probably the sheep need a little bit too. Refiguring out my presets. Come by here, the horribly messy animals. I still haven't installed the table manners primarily because this has been running for nearly 10 hours straight. Maybe next time I'll put it in. Head back out to our tractor, and it's almost ready to refill with seed and fertilizer. Probably once I get it stopped, I'll just take the time to refill both. Matter of fact, maybe what I'll do is I gotta kind of figure where I'll end up here. And again, I don't know if folks would do this in real life, where they would drive these heavy trucks kind of out over the top of the planted soil. Maybe this is where a seed tender would be used instead. I really don't know. I like playing with a little bit of realism in here, but I also like the convenience of these units, and so I don't mind coming out here and driving over the top of it. Although it does, I think I've showed the compaction in here, so I have taken a lot of air out of the tires just to make sure I'm doing the least damage to the soil possible. And where this gets a little tricky is at night, of course, if I gotta go find it, but at least there's icons on the PDA map. I don't know just where this is gonna land. Maybe that's approximately it. 23. Yeah, we'll see how good a job I did estimating about where it's going to need a refill. And refill is pretty slick. It goes pretty easy. You can see the spout kind of on the end of the truck, where the seed will come out, and I have a way to open the seeder here and dump it into a little auger that fills it. Works pretty easy. Like I say, I think once I get done planting with this machine here, I've had it for a long time. I keep repairing it. It's worked great. But I think I probably need to get the next larger planter. It's I think it's 84 feet, whereas this one here is, this is going to go further than what I thought. So I'm going to be trailing behind with the truck. Yeah. We're going to extend quite a bit further before we get this refilled. So maybe while it's doing that, let me do one other thing. I'm going to go to another truck. Yeah, I'm down here at the sawmill. I have a full truckload of wood pallets. This is down near the refinery. It also has a mill in here. And there's some other things I'll need to pick up later. It's got an accumulator for the for the wood pallets in here. But I believe it also has a sawdust pickup or wood chips. And I can't quite read that up there. What does that say? 85,000. Yeah, so I think I can go under the spout and pick those up. Don't do it very often, but at some point I'll need to clean that out. But for the moment, I think I want to just set this on its way. I have a course play all ready for it. We're down here. It's going to go on the main roadway, and eventually it'll end up here where we can do a number of things, including sell it or process it into further products. So I'll just get it going, and let's see here. Drive course. Deactivate. Yeah, I think it found the course. We'll see if it can negotiate the turn with a we'd probably never do this in real life. I don't know that I've ever seen a 2-trailer unit, if you will, on a truck like this, carrying something this heavy. Nor would you probably stack it 2 pallets deep. Maybe you would, I don't know. That's an awful lot of weight for the truck. So, but in Farming Sim, we have very strong vehicles. What can I say? While it's en route, let's hop back to our tractor in the field, and we should be getting pretty empty. Yeah, we've left our truck in the dust. Can't even see it. I'd have been better off just leaving the truck where it was. Yes, we're down to just a little bit. I'll wait till we pause here and get it opened up, and then I'll go get the trucks to fill it back up. And a field this large, you know, it isn't even something that you would do a time lapse on. It is too large even for that, because the number of hours that it would take, I mean, it's more hours than are physically possible in a day. All right, and key X, that's gonna open our equipment here. I love how it flops that thing over as it goes right in there. Did you see that? Yeah, look at that. I wonder how they did that. That's just amazing that it has like a floppy. That's just incredible. You know, I don't know that I've ever noticed that before until earlier today. That's just interesting that little piece flops. It's a pretty talented bit of modding there. Anyway, let me go to the truck, and I gotta do now a little backtracking because I overestimated just how empty it was. So we'll go kind of traipsing through our planted ground again and get the tractor refilled. And I know I've mentioned I heavily use horseplay in here, and so I already have this on a course to 18 to home. We're in field number 18. This will take it home, where we have the store place for fertilizer and seeds and all of that. So I have just a little bit left in this truck, and then I'm going to need to send it home. Always ticklish to back this up. Whoop, I just missed it. There we go. Hey, look at that. Right into the trigger. Of course, it comes through the bottom of the... And that's all it takes. But I think that's pretty cool that this works so well for it. As long as you aim for that tiny little spot, you can kind of see the levels are full in there. And that is that. I'm gonna send it on its way, and it's gonna slowly make its way over the field. I don't know why, as it's searching for the start of the route, that it goes so miserably slow, but it just does. All right, now we'll get our other truck, which is also close by, and this one has fertilizer in it. And it seems in the planting process we use far less fertilizer than we do seeds. Seeds are much more... I probably fill it with seeds, or fill it with fertilizer about every 5th time, maybe, that I put in seed. So it just so happens here that they're both empty at about the same time. And I wish I could zoom out just a fuzz more, but I can't. So I kind of gotta guess about where this is, and you're gonna see just how poor my... Now that looks lined up right there, but I have a feeling it isn't there. Oh. Alright, you're gonna have to suspend reality just a little bit. It obviously isn't going inside that little auger, but I think if we looked... It's also not going in the right compartment. You know, I think there's another setting where it could shift that little auger over, but I think it generously allows the player to fill either seeds or fertilizer in either one. So I'm just going to park it here, kind of where it's out of the way. We'll head back to our tractor. Like I say, there's a setting here. Let's see, was it V? Oh, yeah. So it's V. Yeah, that's technically the fertilizer compartment. So if we wanted to really be technical, that's what we would do. Oh, I just love it how the spout flops over, just kind of like it would in real life. It's the little things, you know. All right, so I think I backed up a little bit. We are full up and ready to go. I'm gonna hire and get going. We are lacking a little in fuel, but we should have plenty, I think, to last through this session. Most of the time I follow the tractor, just watching it kind of from behind, but it, as you can see, we are in a massive, massive field. And if, a lot of times we know when we're in a farming sim app that we're in something small. You do not have that feel when you're on a 16x map. And you look at field number 18, and remember 16 standard sized maps would fit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So field 18 is bigger in size than an entire standard sized map. It's at least half again, well, maybe not quite half again, 1 1/3 maps just in a single field. Obviously built for multiplayer, you know, it still has a fair number of fields total. I guess it gets up to, what is it, 65? I think I see a 65 up there. So still a fair number of fields, but I'm sure all of us here maybe have seen standard size maps that have 60-some fields in them. You know, here this is 1/16 times the size. Anyway, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to speed him up a little bit. I mainly wanted to head him in this direction. And then when I get him to the road, I'll start him up on course play in earnest. I think that's the driveway right over here, so I'll aim for that, which is where the course begins. And I'm sure there's probably a setting in here that tells him to go so miserable slow. Maybe it's turn speed. Maybe it uses turn speed to know, you know, how fast or whatever when it's looking for the route, you know, to only go the base minimum speed. So probably if I increase that, it would maybe improve its speed. So I always got to be careful to hit the stop at last point or at the next trigger when you have a one-way trip, you know, to make sure it gets there and then stays put. I don't want it to get to the end point and then slowly backtrack looking for the beginning again so it can jolly well, you know, do the route again. So maybe our other truck is getting close. It is. We just switched over to it. This, I don't know how to say that, the Tatra Phoenix. We do have a field over here it's going by, but it's doing a good job hauling all of our lumber over. And we're going to go buy a couple of the placeables that we put in. There's some barrels, there's some extra lumber kind of sitting around out there that we haven't used. So last time when I hauled a load over here, I ended up selling half of it, and then I kept the other half to do other things with it. So we'll see that here in just a moment. This is also another field that we have. I love the canola fields when they're in the flowering state. Definitely picturesque on the map. This is kind of another town over here. We do some animal stuff here. We get that over in that barn to the left. I don't know if we'll go around that. Yeah, I guess we will. I guess we'll go around all that. I think you can sell hay and straw and whatnot in the barn. There's a trigger right over in here where you pick up animals if you're purchasing them. Some stock yards. I think there's a place here to sell manure and slurry. And then tucked in over here, there's a place to sell pallets. which we're gonna do right now. Now it's always, I gotta make sure I get in the trigger. I want to sell the last or the trailer behind, so I'll get it up to about here, and let me see. That would put it to the side, this side, back. I think I just want to leave it on the truck, and I think it's the key Y. My help thing up here, help menu, is so full of unload center. At least it shows that. I think it's the key Y to unload. Oh yeah, there I saw its egg. Somebody, aha, there we go. It's you never know which one it's gonna pick, and apparently it picked this rear top one first to sell bit by bit, and it gives us a lot of money. I mean, you can see it. What's going on? Oh, Giants physics. Somehow, I don't know how this works. You know, those other ones that are in there, I wonder, yeah, it's selling one kind of on the ground. I don't know how they shifted like that. They all kind of jittered over to the right. I have no idea why it did that. And now it's selling this one here. So we're going to keep it, like I say, the first trailer, but we'll see. Oh, sorry for zooming in and out like that. Eric got rid of that one. And we already got rid of that top one. The whole left side is still there. I guess I kicked one over into the building. I don't know if it's going to get that one or not. For the moment, let me hop back to our tractor. We'll see, make sure everything's on the up and up. Yeah, it's going to need some fuel here at some point. And oh, that's right. For a moment, I was looking at our wheat and our seed and wondering, well, why isn't it fuller than that? But then I realized we didn't fill it entirely with what we had in the truck. That only filled it partially, which is okay. Oh, somebody got home. Let's tag over to the air. Okay, we're back at the main farm. So it's already made its way from the field. We want to refill with seeds. And it just so happens that we have these handy bins right here. And the folks down at the co-op are so helpful to us with their customer service that they refill these regularly for us. And we're just able to stop by and refill our machinery here. And so we'll do that here, and I'll truck it back to the field. So while it's filling, let me just find the route. We're at home. How do you guys set up course play? I got a bunch of them that are just point A to point B and back. So I have, field number to home, and then I have home back to the field number that I've just set up over an extended period of time as I've used this map. I want to return to field number 18, so I'm going to load that, and that way we're all ready to go when this is already filled up. About halfway there, and of course it's costing us money. You can see up top. Actually, we are slightly going up because at the same time, yeah, counterintuitively it's going up, but at the same time we're also selling those pallets. So I think the cost is less than the amount we're receiving for selling those board pallets at the same time. It's kind of funny to see that. I'm used to seeing it go down rapidly whenever I purchase seed. Oh, and there I just saw a warning it flashed telling me that someone's about ready to get out of fuel. So we previously had there we go. We've battened down the hatches. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. We previously sent the pickup out to the field with a fuel wagon, fuel Bowser. So we should, as soon as it's needed. Man, $250,000. See, this is where, for a trailer load of lumber, would that really get us $250,000? I guess I don't know. Probably all depends on the price of lumber at a particular time. But, you know, in the early days, I mean, real estate, I will say it here, seems almost unrealistically expensive. So when you could cut trees and sell the lumber for that amount, I mean, that was really helpful in the early days. But once you got over 100 million, I almost think when I started this, I only had 100 million. Now I got 101 million. So, yeah, boy, I must be just an amazing businessman. Oh, at some point it just gets quite a bit easier. All right, we're doing great out here in the field. No obstructions, as if there could be. Clear out in a big old field like this. Let's go to our truck where we were selling. And you know, I think this pallet here must be outside of the trigger, and so maybe what I could do is go up here and drop. Now, if I sneak in here, maybe I can go back over here and shush the. You know, by George, I think there's several. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this doesn't have collisions on the roof. These maybe are static objects. Okay, yeah, I wonder if those came in the map, but I thought we dumped one. Well, maybe we didn't. Maybe that's just an optical illusion. Maybe that's just an optical illusion. Okay, for some reason I thought when we unloaded that some of our pallets had tipped over there, and I just needed to go move them into the trigger. I guess not. Which is fine because we made plenty of money on all that. Now then, let's take a little, we'll go back around kind of the other way here, and head on in there. I installed a placeable repair shop kind of over here in case we have equipment that needs repair. I got one of those in the middle and kind of at the end of the map. I got plenty. I don't need to do any maintenance on here. So we'll just head over here. So I put several placeables kind of over in this open area, and I don't remember, I may have had to mod the map just a little bit to expand the concrete pad. Over on the left is a placeable, I believe, for wood chips. You put wood chips in there and it creates a particle board. And I think that's the only input that you put in there. Then over here we have a barrel maker, and I think the only input for that is you give it board wood, kind of like I have on there right now. And then straight ahead is, oh, and you probably also have to give it pallets. Straight ahead is a pallet maker, so you give it board wood and it cranks out pallets. And I think the only place you use those is for the barrels. I don't know where the pallets come from that are underneath the board pallet here. Apparently you don't need them down at the other end, but these are 3 areas where you can take wood products type things that are kind of, that I put in this area over here, and I mainly put it here. I mean, it's a town area of the map, if you will, and it's some distance from down here, so there's a little trucking involved. And as you can see, I actually have quite a bit of inventory out here. I mean, I got a whole bunch of barrels sitting there waiting to be used, and then I have a whole bunch of wood pallet inventory. And oh, see, I get this trailer. I like trying to keep it somewhat neat and tidy here, but I'm kind of not able to do that the best. Oh, it's this double-tongued trailer. It's really hard to just back up. You know what? It's empty. Maybe I'll just try to do it this way. I'll just back it up. Oh, it didn't like that. I better watch out or this thing's going to be kicking me across the map. I tried to have some nice, neat, and tidy stacks, but I'm kind of stymied by how the trailer comes along here. So let me put this out to the side. I think I can put it there, and I think that'll be out of the way of my trailer, right? Boom. Alright, that's a decent stack. I'm complaining about these auto stacks when by all rights I should be out here with a forklift offloading these one at a time. So, you know, and here's a conundrum. You know, when you have a map like this, you all just saw how much money I made by selling a single trailer load. Well, I have a ton of logs down there, and I could sell trailer after trailer, but I don't need the money. We haven't used our brewery yet. You know, that's kind of what we have going on the far side of the map. That's over, kind of in this area over here. So we got to haul the barrels over there. Well, right now I have a whole bunch of barrels sitting over there. I don't really need any more made, so I have it full up. And if I don't need any more barrels, I don't need the pallets over here. And if I'm not generating any pallets, I'm not generating any sawdust or wood chips. I would have some wood chips from my factory to pull up here. These then are sold kind of over by the main store. So it's just, you know, I have plenty of money, and I just haven't been forced to have to, you know, get to move more product, if you will. I just been content to kind of pile it up here. Mainly just bringing some up here to show you, kind of to show the map and kind of what I've done with it. You know, maybe there's other things that others have done with it. And if you've played Cornbelt, I'd be curious to know what you've put in that area. Okay, so we came up here to the wood cell to sawmill. So maybe at this juncture I'll send it to the sheep. I know we have. Am I in the middle of this? I always never. Aha, okay. So this will maybe get around here. Just want to make sure I'm on the course. So I'm going to send him on his way. And everybody, I'm sure, heard the alarm go off in the background telling me 30 minutes is up. And, oh, you know something? Oh, yes it is. Hold on here. Look at this Groba 8. All because I forgot to click the box. He came out to the field and he immediately started to head back to the beginning because I hadn't told him to stop at the trigger. We're going to tell him to go from 18 to home. Oop, there we go. 18 to home. And we'll take him back to our tractor down here just so it's available for when the tractor is empty and needing more speed. So I'm not going to make anybody suffer anymore. We've been through half an hour here. Just thought I would say thank you for coming along for the ride. It's been a long day, and I don't know when I'll next be in here. We managed to get about a third of the field planted, but there's obviously a ton more to do. And if it took 10 hours to do a third of the field, well, you can do the math, and you know how much longer it's going to take to do the rest of the field. So, but I'll probably do most of it off cam like I did on this one. Anyway, thanks for joining, and I will talk to you again in the next one. Goodbye for now.